Sometimes the biggest lessons come from the simplest stories. Take this short animated film. On the surface, it's just about a school project. But if you look a little closer, wow, it's this powerful lesson on hard work, integrity, and, what it really means to have a purpose. So let's break down how this simple story can teach such a profound truth.
So, really, what can a simple school project actually teach us about living a successful life? I mean, it sounds kind of basic, right? But the answer, well, it connects everything from doing your chores to your deepest, biggest motivations. Let's dig in and see how a pretty small task can uncover some really big truths.
Okay, so our story kicks off with a scene I think we can all relate to. A group of friends gets a school project, and right away, it just feels huge, a little overwhelming, And that's the starting pistol, that initial challenge that gets the whole thing moving.
And get this, the assignment isn't some essay or a test. They have to actually build a working compass from scratch. We're not talking about memorizing facts here. This is a real-deal test of effort, creativity, and just plain old practical skill.
And yeah, here's the reaction you'd expect. We've all been there, right? Staring down a massive challenge and just thinking, where do I even start? It's that moment of doubt, that uh-oh feeling, that really kicks off the whole journey. Okay, now this part is super important. The story lays down some ground rules. This project isn't supposed to take over their entire lives. It's an extra thing, an additional task. They still got to keep up with their daily prayers, their salah, they can't fall behind on homework, and they still have chores to do. So this isn't some hustle culture thing. It's really about how you fit hard work into a life that's already balanced and full of responsibility.
So, faced with this pretty tough task, one of the kids finds inspiration, and it's from a place you probably wouldn't expect. This right here is the turning point. It's where that feeling of, I can't do this, starts to shift into, okay, maybe I can.
He remembers a story about an ant. And there's a reason this is such a classic parable. This tiny little creature is trying to make this impossible climb, and it becomes this amazing symbol of just pure, nonstop persistence.
And look how simple the ant's method is. It's brilliant. Step 1, try to climb. Step 2, fail and fall. Step 3, and this is the key, keep trying without giving up. And eventually, Step 4, succeed. The ant doesn't sit there feeling sorry for itself when it falls. Nope, it just gets back up and goes again. It's a perfect picture of relentless, pure effort.
All right, so with this new inspiration, the group is ready to go. They get to work. But not everyone is buying into this whole be like the ant thing. And this is where we get the real conflict in the story. It's a choice between two totally different ways of doing things.
So you can see the two paths laid out here. On one side, you've got the group. They decide to work together, to push through the hard parts, and to actually learn by doing it, by struggling. But then, you've got this other character, Bublu, and he's thinking, nah, there's got to be an easier way. He goes for the shortcut.
And here's his thinking, straight up. Who's going to do so much hard work? I mean, that's the logic of the shortcut, isn't it? Why go through all the pain and struggle when you can just buy the final product? It's a tempting thought, for sure. Just skip the process and get the result, instantly. Okay, so now it's the moment of truth. It's presentation day. This is when we see what happens when you take the hard road versus the shortcut. Everything's about to be laid bare right in front of everyone.
So first up is the group that actually did the work. And guess what? Their handmade compasses, they actually work. And what's really cool is that even the ones that are a little messy get praised. And this is so key. They're not getting praised for being perfect, but because you can see the effort. You can tell they learned something.
And this gets right to the heart of it. The praise wasn't about having a shiny, perfect compass. It was about the journey, the process of making it. The real value wasn't the object itself, it was in the doing. But then it's Bublu's turn, and his compass is perfect. It's flawless. But it's almost too perfect. It's immediately spotted for what it is, a store-bought fake. He didn't build it, so he didn't learn a single thing. His shortcut wasn't just a failure. It showed that he completely, totally missed the entire point of the project. So the lesson he gets taught is direct, and man, is it powerful. First, you just can't be successful without hard work. Second, that doesn't just apply to school, but to everything. Your worship, your homework, your daily chores. And the biggest rule of all, the one that holds it all together, you must never, ever cheat.
Okay, so the moral seems pretty clear, right? Hard work is good, cheating is bad. But hold on, because the story doesn't stop there. It actually takes things to a whole other level by showing us the real reason for the project.
Which brings us to this question. Why a compass? I mean,
Of all things, why go to all this trouble just to build a compass? What was the bigger goal here?
Well, the answer is all about something called the Qibla. You see, for Muslims, the daily prayer, the Salah, is one of the absolute pillars of the faith. And a super important rule for that prayer is that you have to be facing in the right direction, towards the holy Kaaba in Mecca.
And boom, this is where it all clicks. The thing they built with their own hands connects directly to their faith. The compass wasn't just a science project, it's a spiritual tool. By learning to make it work, letting the needle point north, finding south, and then west, they figured out how to find the exact direction for one of the most important things they do every day. In Pakistan, that direction is west.
And that's really the ultimate lesson here. Their hard work wasn't just about getting a good grade. It had a much, much higher purpose. It was actually an act of devotion. They were creating a tool that connects their everyday lives to their spiritual lives. The effort they put in wasn't just work anymore. It became something profound, maybe even sacred.
So, that leaves us with one last thing to think about. The kids in this story built a physical compass, something that gave their hard work a real spiritual direction. And it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's the compass that's guiding your efforts? What's that deeper purpose that makes all your hard work feel truly worthwhile?